Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. So this is just a reminder video. So you know what? Whatever you wanna call it, let's just check something out. We had this problem where I wanted to remove this bar. It's not a horizontal header. It's actually, so this is the problem that I had. I've been trying to use the function of a table on a tab widget, and that's wrong. It's actually bar or tab bar, that's what it's called. Yeah, so set visible to false, and now it will stop showing. Like if you see, it's only the subsections bar is what we have. So that's it for this video, I guess, but I want to fix something else, which is this query where I have the name, the last name, the build, the birth date, but the enrollment number. So the build actually is the thing that I've added, but I don't think I have it in the database in the first place. So if we open the tutorial db.sql, we only have the student table, yeah, that's it. So we have student table right here and another query to insert some records into that student table. Okay, so our next step is, first of all, let's just go back to our program and let's determine our next step. First, let's just deactivate that connection to the database or get student. We can still leave the handle buttons and the UI, so because that's what are we gonna be dealing with from now on. Yes, let's leave that. So no records, that's good. My next thing now is to just review the code. So I have a class which is named Dojo app, DJ app. That's a cool shortcut for it. So we have a handle UI function which calls this to set something to be invisible, and then call some functions that we ourselves have created. A nice empty line will be fine there. And next we have 4 functions to open different sections of the program. And next we have a function called set icons, which has this parent line at its end, which we no longer need. So this function, all it does is get them icons and set them to variables. Let's with this parent line as well, and then it uses those variables to basically set the buttons to them icons and correct the size with the Qt size function. Now about the update picture. So resizing the default image every time is unnecessary. This case could only be used when changing the OS, but before this you need to get the right size again. These are unnecessary comments. First thing, to save the whole path of the picture, not recommended. So Ahmed Muhammad default, yeah, instead of saving the whole picture path, we only save its name, and then the path is clear because you have a default folder for that. That's clear enough for me. I can revisit my videos to check that out. Okay, so this update picture does only this. Two variables with the width and height. It opens an image using the image open function. It resizes it using the two variables. It saves it to the same path. So we override the first image if that image came from our folder, which it is because we gave it that manually in here. So this update picture function could be something like this, or we could just have another function which will be named set picture, and this could be something like it will take the path of the picture, we'll give it the width and height as like default variables, just like this function, but we need to be able to have default folder location. So this variable will have the data pictures folder location. Now all you need to add is the picture name, which will be an input from the photo line edit. So now you will have the pic path variable is equal to what? To default folder location plus the picture name, and you can use this to save the picture to the folder. Click on type. So this is all you need to do. Alright, okay. Yeah. So yeah, because if you gave it the path of the picture, so first of all we are gonna have the whole path of the picture, so we need to use the split in here. If you know what I mean. So now, yeah, so we are gonna get the whole path of the picture. So let's say that the user has a student's picture on the desktop. We are gonna get the name using the split function, which is the last portion of the whole path, and then we're gonna use that portion to save it into our default folder using this image.save function. Okay, that's all, and let's delete these lines. Those are only for explanation and clarification. Pause and write those for yourself if you want them. Now I have this handle of buttons function which handles the buttons, that's clear. And I have the get button which has a query and some things to do with that. Create student. So yeah, let's continue. We have clear fields. Is that clear fields? Yeah, we do have that function. So create student, delete student, which we only need an ID to delete a student, and we have an update student. And after each function, of course, we get the students and clear them fields we just used and connect to the database, of course. So if you see, like, it's set number, we have 169 files or 69 lines in this file. So it will be pretty like long by the end of this program, but we are not gonna wait until it gets that long to split the file. So we are gonna try when we are gonna start writing the code to like split this whole code into packages and modules. So it's little pieces of code to deal with, like we can put them imports in one file, the main class in one file, which is this index file, but these functions we can take and then put into other modules with other functions. So handle UI, open student, dealing with pictures and everything to do with the UI can be in one module with one class. Alright, and that class and that module passes the class to the main file, and then it calls that class, and then it basically calls the code from there. Instead of just having this whole thing in one file, you can just split it like there, and you can do that with pretty much the naming convention that I've talked about. You can have student related functions in one file or in one module or in one package which has student modules if you want to split the code more, then I will do. That will be a good exercise, but we are not gonna do that for now. Now we just need to get the UI done and over it. So what's our next move from now on? So basically we are done in the student sections. So as far as the UI goes, we need to deal with the attendance section or the settings section. So I'm gonna try to do the attendance section and then the settings section, because these are the two easy ones, or the settings section because the attendance section is a little bit complicated. It has a table that needs a lot of problem solving. I took like a week of work just to figure that table out. A week of procrastination, of course, but I figured it out just in 2 hours once I really put my hand into it, but my head into it, and my hands, of course. You need hands to type. Alright, so this is all for this video, 14 minutes. So Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Take care.